And just like that, he's out of here. We got all this hay stacked up now. That'll be enough to feed these cows through the whole winter. I was going to show you, we had a really wild windstorm last night. We had 50-mile-an-hour winds for, I guess, quite a bit of the night. At least gusting up into the 50s. And it was really strong throughout the whole night. So we lost a few limbs here. I was going to show you a little bit of the aftermath of it. Not too terrible in our yard. We just have some downed limbs everywhere. Knocked the apples off the trees. They weren't good apples anyway. And just leaves everywhere. However, a lot of people in town lost trees that came all the way down, lost whole trees, and a lot of other damage that was done. And so it was a pretty bad storm. With this storm, it came out of the north, which is not normal for us in Idaho. We usually get it out of the southwest, and so it's more of a warm wind. This one was a very cold wind and brought in a lot of cold weather. So the high today was in the 50s. And we're supposed to freeze again, which is unnormal for this time of year. So we are picking the last of everything in our garden. And we're freezing our tails off. So far we have picked just the peppers and some corn. But these are the peppers we've got. Can you show us what we got, Lydia?
Got those.
Those are our bell peppers. Those are the Cubanella sweet peppers. I think, are you pointing the big ones? Yeah, those are Anaheims. What else we got in there? Jalapenos. And the Super Serrano Hots. And the Portuguese Super Hot. What do you think about that? And over here we got the corn. This is the last of the corn that we've picked. Not too much, but that's just the very, very end that we didn't get when we were freezing it. So we are going to have to cover the garden again tonight. It was forecasting to be down to the 20s, but they've updated the forecast. It's supposed to just get down to 31, which will be enough to kill off any of our squash if we don't cover it. So we're going to cover that again tonight, and hopefully everything survives, because we still have probably about a month left of growing season for most of this stuff if it doesn't freeze and die. So we're going to do our best.
You ready? Go ahead.
I'm gonna do it
What
too.
are you looking for, baby?
I'm gonna play fetch too.
Aren't you fun?
Touch two. So this week has been a pretty busy week with kids activities. We don't have a lot that we have done around here to show you. We did have to cover the garden twice. We'll show you how that turned out in a little bit. But it did freeze a little bit, and so we'll get to that. A few things we have done is we filled this trailer sitting by completely full of wood and hauled that. We got another pile back here over my shoulder there. So we've been getting ready for winter, hauling wood in, but we are today, the farmer next to us came with, well, he didn't have to bring it, but he came and said he's ready to load hay over to us. And so he is just over that ditch bank. That first field you see there is him. So he's going to be loading our hay over top of the ditch. He didn't want to put it on a trailer or drive it around, so he's got a truck with a boom on it that he can just lift it over the ditch. So we're gonna check that out. There he is, unloading our hay, coming over the fence. He's got to haul it a long ways from that field to this one. Here's how the garden turned out. Everything over here is frozen that we didn't cover. What we did cover was the tomatoes, which look pretty darn good. There's a few little spots of frost on them, but overall they look good. Lots of tomatoes starting to ripen up. That's what we were trying to save. They were just starting. Oh, look at this. Chicken's been getting in here. 2 of them, it looks like. So there's the tomatoes, the peppers are right here. They're looking a little bit sad, but they survived. We picked most of the peppers off of them anyway, so there's only a couple down there, bell peppers, that we didn't get. But the ones that did get it was our squash. You can see lots of damage to them. Obviously some still alive, so we'll still get some squash off of them. That was zucchini and some crookneck here, and all these ones down there are looking a little bit frosted, but there's enough leaves to keep growing some squash and let the stuff that's on there mature. And that's all we really care about. So our efforts to cover them were valiant, but not enough. We had a really cold frost, so lost a little bit with that. So a little note about hay around here. We have to use a lot of hay because it gets so cold. We do not have any forage for animals in the winter. The snow is real deep, and they can for a little while push through it to find some stuff, but it doesn't last long and they don't grow real well. Mostly we get lots of hay. It takes about 2 tons every winter per animal that we have, or at least for the cows. And so we are getting about 15 tons today. just like that, he's out of here. We got all this hay stacked up now. That'll be enough to feed these cows through the whole winter, hopefully. And we should be set as far as feed goes. It will also make for a nice wind block. That's where we get our prevailing winds from. And so the cows can set up on the side of it. We'll just put some hot wire around the hay so the cows can't get to it, and makes a nice little shelter for them as well. That's what we've done in the past. It's worked well for us. Before we call it a wrap, I want to show you this one last thing that we've got going on. We started harvesting our onions, and I've seen a lot of people make drying racks for them, different ways to dry them. One of the convenient things that we have is this garden is completely fenced in, and so we are able to just hang our onions right on the fence all the way around. And so it saves us some time and some space to not have to have a drying rack. This is something that you could also do just with a trellis. If you've trellised through your garden, say trellised peas or something like that, and they're already done for the season, it's a simple way to hang your onions to dry and to let them cure. That way we don't have to have a drying rack, we don't have another place that we have to put them. They're already right there by the garden. It's really convenient. So that's what we've been doing. But we are going to call that a week, and we will catch you guys next time.